Welcome to Wellspring on the Air, where Christian counselors share biblical and practical insights for daily life. Why? Because hearts and minds matter. My name is Rebecca, and I serve as the Community Relations Manager at Wellspring Counseling and the host of today's podcast that we've called Make Plans to Create Happiness. With me today is Lindsay Stephan, one of our licensed mental health counselors and our counseling manager at Wellspring. We're so happy that you're with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about this topic with you.
Yeah, me too. It's an interesting topic. So we're going to go ahead and dive in.
Yeah.
And together we kind of want to tackle just the thoughts around family vacation and making happy memories together. I think people are planning family vacation. They're anticipating family reunions, lots of family dynamics that can come up. And people think, I'm taking my time off, I'm spending my time and energy towards this, it's going to be the best time ever. And sometimes we come back from family vacations needing a family vacation or needing a vacation from
totally drained or burnout. Heard that from many clients over the years.
Disappointed. It just didn't go the way that I wanted to. And then why do I even take family vacation anyways?
Right.
I always know that this is going to happen, or, you know, this isn't what I wanted. So I think it's kind of a fun topic to talk about because most people don't really acknowledge that. And it's kind of a hard topic because you're like, I want to be with my family.
Exactly.
So I'm going to try and make these efforts, but I always come back feeling this way.
Yes. I hear that over and over from clients. It's like, I want to go. I want to have a family that feels good to go to. I want to see my mom, my niece, my brother, whoever. But every time I go, I come back. Often I hear the words depressed, anxious, burnout. I need days to recover. I come back and I go into work and I'm just depleted. Yeah. So it's hard to know what do I do because I want to see my family, but I don't feel good when I get back.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is our first of a 5-part series that we have entitled Going on Family Vacation, Remember to Pack Your Therapist. No, it doesn't mean you have to buy them a trip to Europe with you, but your therapists are available through telehealth. So we offer options through telehealth to see them, whether it's before, after, during your family vacation. So we're available. And so we want to just tackle some of these topics. So I think first off, I think it'll be helpful just to talk about happiness in general. What curates happiness?
Yeah. So part of it fits perfectly with this is just having healthy relationships. So obviously we want to foster relationships that are meaningful, they're filling, they bring happiness and joy. It's a give and take, like you feel me, I feel you type of thing, and not just one-sided. So we want to explore that and how we can foster that on vacation as well. Also practicing gratitude. There's research that shows that when you practice gratitude daily, it actually changes your brain.
Yeah.
And so it's a very simple practice. You can write down 5 things you're grateful for, or just say them to yourself in the day. Just noticing even like, I love that it's a sunny day. I love that I got out of work early. I got to see my friends. So very simple, easy things to do. And so that's a big part of fostering happiness. Also limiting social media, which no one likes to hear that one, but it's true. Yes.
We know it's true, even though we don't always do it.
Yes. All the studies show that it makes anxiety and depression worse. It really, it's not good for connecting. In a sense it is, maybe with long distance friends, you see their babies on Instagram, but for that communication with people in your circle, it makes more distance.
Yeah.
You know, so you get used to not seeing people or calling. It's only text and likes on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in touch with them, but really are you? You're seeing the highlights, but you don't know what are they struggling with? What are they doing? You know? So I think those 3 things. So fostering relationships, practicing gratitude, and less social media help foster happiness and joy. And so we want to translate that to family vacations.
Yeah. What does that look like then on a family vacation where you're going?
Yeah.
You have all these family dynamics. How do I foster and hold on to those things when I'm in a different country with my family? Yes. When I'm in a different state with my family? What does that look like?
When you may feel trapped, but really you're trying to be happy and joyful because you spent a lot of money and time planning.
Yeah, because these are people that you love. You want to get along with them too.
So. Right. Exactly. So
So what are some tips that you have then?
Yeah, my first one, let's start with scheduling a plan. So to be successful, we want to plan going into vacation. So with a lot of clients, we prepare even with EMDR trauma therapy.
Wow.
Maybe if there's family dynamics that are triggering, we say, okay, like when brother drinks, that triggers you. So he probably will drink on this vacation. So let's go ahead and do EMDR on that. So when you go, it will bother you, but it will not make your whole body activate and you panic. So we're trying to make things more tolerable that don't feel tolerable. Or if you had maybe a lot of conflict with mom or dad growing up, stepdad, stepmom, we can do some EMDR on that before you go. So you go into it. Again, we didn't change the circumstance, but we change how you show up to it, how you feel. So
that gives some power and control back to you then.
Yeah.
So say that you have a little bit of choice in that then.
Yeah. You don't go into it, powerless or like, oh, I can't do anything. It's all about them. If they change, and that's not going to happen normally, Yeah. So we can schedule that. Also scheduling an appointment when you're on therapy. So I'll clients say, hey, let's check in Wednesday. I know I'll need it by then because I'll be like 3 days with my family, So I say to do that. Or even sometimes I've had clients reach out and say, hey, I'm with my family. Something really bad happened. There was a huge blow up. I say, okay, let's schedule either a phone call or a quick crisis session, So that's kind of that first thing is preparing to take your therapist with you, like we said. So you can take him or her with you on Zoom or on your phone even, it's really easy.
Just a quick call.
Yeah.
So time, days, the amount of days maybe that you have with your family too. I know that like for my own well-being, there are people that I love in my family, but I can only take small doses of them.
Sure.
So knowing, hey, I can plan a longer vacation with this person, but for this person, I don't want to avoid them, but I can, tolerate 2 days together. So let's plan a vacation that's going to set us up for success. 2 days is good versus a 5 day where by the end of 5 days, it's going to be a mess.
Yes.
So we'll plan for the 2 days.
I love that. That's something I do with clients. So you've gone to therapy. So you know all these things. We've all gone to therapy. We love therapy, but you have to plan. I have clients who I say, hey, 1 day, it sounds like that's your max. 3 days. Other people can go 5, 6 days. It depends. But also sometimes getting a hotel or an Airbnb is the option you have to go with. So, hey, I can't stay at that house where, these things happened, or I can't stay with my mom because we just have so much conflict. So I'm going to go, but I'm going to have my own space.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so it's anticipating that like maybe a venue is something to anticipate for vacation as well, where you guys are staying, how many people are staying all together. Do you have your own space? I think about some of our family vacations. I come from a larger family, and I shared rooms and beds with people on family vacation.
No personal space.
Zero personal space. And so, I think we were even talking, the only personal time is in the shower. I'm just going to go and escape. But if that's not going to work for you, maybe you anticipate, hey, we're all getting an Airbnb together, but I need my own room. So maybe I'll go stay at a hotel or something. Or let's get a house that's going to be big enough for all of us to have our own space or whatever that might look like.
Exactly.
It's good to be conscious of that.
I think too, if you're an introvert, you just have to know, hey, being with 8, 10, 15 people for 3 days straight with no outlet, it doesn't work. So you can also incorporate activities. So maybe is the expectation that I'm with my family 24/7? And if it is, maybe you set that expectation before, giving family a call and saying, hey, is there a gym close by? I want to check in for a couple workouts, get a week pass or something.
That's cool. That's a good idea. Yeah. I always think vacation is like vacation from everything, like all my regular routines, but sometimes it can be good to have some of those regular things that you're doing to keep you kind of in check and balance as well. That's a good idea.
Because we know that exercise is stress relieving. If that's a part of your routine, often people miss that dopamine, serotonin that you get from it. So that's a great thing. Or if you just, hey, there's a pottery class, I'm going to go. Maybe you ask a favorite cousin who's with you. You don't have to invite everyone and just kind of have some time away. Or I have clients who their family's in their town where they grew up. So,
Yeah.
hey, there's a friend from high school I can check in with, get coffee, or my favorite aunt on the other side of the family, she's in town, let me go over and see her. So
That's good.
we don't have to feel like, oh, I'm here and this is it. This is my universe. Like, we're adults and we can venture out of the house, which sometimes when we go home, we feel like kids again. We revert in a way. So we have to remember, I'm an empowered adult. I can rent a car. I can Uber. I can borrow family's car if they let me. So
I can take some space away for sure. Yeah.
That's okay.
That's a good point. Yeah. And so some other things that we kind of talked about too were different activities. You know, people plan out really scheduled vacations. Some people are more relaxed and like don't want anything planned. So how do you kind of navigate that then?
Yeah, that's good. I think that goes back to expectations. And I always talk to clients about that, because if you have expectations that this is going to be a perfect trip, but every trip has been stressful, you're going to be disappointed. You already know what it will be. So let's plan for exactly what it is and make that circumstance the best circumstance possible.
Yeah.
So even with that kind of the expectation of some people want to rest, some want to be active, just again, planning maybe 2 activities that day where, hey, the people who want to go to the hot springs and chill, or the people who want to go biking all over the city, we have these 2 options, and then we'll all get together for dinner at the end of the day.
That's a good idea. My problem is that I want to do both.
Right. So can we do both? Yeah. I know. I would be the same, honestly. I'm like, those both sound appealing. But yeah, we did that on my last family vacation, my dad's side of the family. We have a couple of them were a little older and couldn't do the biking necessarily. So they stayed back and went to the jacuzzi there and just kind of did their own thing.
Yeah.
And knowing, hey, we'll be back in a couple hours. So I think the expectation that we don't have to be together 24/7, that's actually not probably helpful for anyone.
True, probably true.
Yeah, and getting out, doing active things. It's kind of nice if you have conflict in the family to do things. So do an escape room, go biking, go for a walk, go swimming, go to a movie even. You don't have to talk a lot if there's a lot of fighting. And so choosing activities that you're kind of planning for success.
Yeah.
Again, maybe some people have a calm family, so that's great. And you can connect more and maybe schedule those like, hey, let's go walk and talk. Let's have coffee, walking around the lake, whatever. So it just depends on your family and your circumstance and how you feel in it, you know?
And I would say probably like large groups versus just like kind of pairing off. Like, you know, I think about my family reunions that are kind of large. We have 30 plus people that sometimes join. And so, you know, I haven't talked to my aunt so-and-so or my uncle, whoever, you know, and so finding moments of time to, hey, I do get along with them well. Let me kind of take a moment aside to invest in a conversation with them too, because that'll be good for me right now.
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't get to see some people except a couple times a year maybe. So yeah. Something else that came to mind just while we were talking is sometimes families do have some safety concerns. There could have been like physical fights or even substance abuse. So a good idea is to plan for those things if you need to. Again, that might feel like an extreme to some people, like, oh, that never happens in my house, but it does happen in many families' homes, unfortunately. So let's say you have a family who heavily drinks and it makes you uncomfortable. You have kids, whatever the scenario, you can plan to maybe do something earlier in the day.
That's a good point.
Right? Because nighttime fosters more of that, you know, type of activity. But let's go to brunch. Let's go do this in the morning, mini golf, something like that. And then also being out of the house, there's a set end time. If you have everyone in the house, then maybe they stay, they linger, then we're kind of day drinking. And then at night, and again, you know, it's okay if your family drinks, but some people get uncomfortable when it's to excess or if there's any alcoholism and it becomes a trigger for people who grew up with that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Absolutely. And you had mentioned earlier too, you know, like going out and doing activities and then coming back for dinner. I feel like that's been a point of tension in some places too. You know, there's sometimes expectation where mom's going to be cooking dinner the entire time, you know, or aunt so-and-so is going to be cooking dinner the entire, and then they don't end up getting a family vacation or any vacation because they're doing the same things that they were doing at home as they're here. So what would you recommend, you know, navigating family meals even? Because sometimes that can be hard.
That's good, because honestly, sometimes I feel like on vacation you eat breakfast and then you're basically ready for lunch and dinner. It's like, I don't know, our family loves food. So basically vacation is planning for where
Yes.
we're going for lunch now and dinner.
Yeah.
So like we have like 2 hours in between. It's kind of like, it's too much. But I think, yeah, you have to decide again, expectations before. Who enjoys cooking? Maybe asking them, do you want to cook any meals? And they might say, yes, let me cook dinner every night. Okay, are you sure every night? Maybe we go out and they say, okay, well, whatever they say, yes, no, whatever. And you decide, all right, let's all do sandwiches for lunch, something at home, maybe cost effective.
Yeah.
Eating out all 3 meals is a lot. Getting eggs and bacon, whatever you like for breakfast, and just making sure the chefs are not 3 meals a day, 7 days a week type of thing.
Built in.
Yes. You want them to enjoy and relax. And probably a lot of moms, grandmas, aunts, they're used to that, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, I do the food. That's who I am. You know, I take care of everyone. So maybe even talking to them and saying, hey, we want you to relax too.
Yeah.
We know you love us. You love to feed us. But could we, you know, maybe eat out every other night, you know? And so you cook and we'll help you, we'll clean up, but then, you know, you don't have to do that every night.
Yeah. Finding the balance, seeing the people who are still working on vacation.
Yes,
and kind of stepping in and helping out. I like that.
Yeah. I think of moms too, and even dads, like if they have kids, your nieces and nephews, step in and help. Say, hey, I'll take all the kids swimming, or we'll go to the playground. And even if for you it's a little sacrifice because kids are tiring, but just kind of being mindful of what everyone around needs to relax.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a new auntie.
Yay, congrats.
And so I think about our future family vacations and stuff. Oh, I will totally take her for an hour and help mom and dad.
She's with me all day.
I'll take her to your family vacation too.
Yes. You won't mind at all. That's perfect.
Shout out to my little niece.
So sweet. She's famous already. She's on the podcast.
She's so great. But anyway, so thank you so much, Lindsay. This is so good.
Yeah.
We just want to wrap up today. Is there anything else that you want to share around family vacation, creating happiness, fostering good and joyful moments together? These are all really good tips that you've shared.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, honestly. And then just that last little nugget of pack your therapist. So again, preventatively do some sessions to prepare. Maybe schedule for while you're on vacation, because vacation doesn't mean vacation from your mental health. So go ahead and have that session ready mid-week, mid-trip, whatever. And then again, I've had many clients call me and say, hey, I'm not doing well. Can I check in with you?
Yeah.
And schedule permitting, we do the best we can to get you in. So yeah, pack your therapist and really do the best you can. It will never be perfect, so don't have that expectation, but maybe it could be better.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. And thank you all for joining us on Wellspring on the Air. Again, this is our first of 5 podcasts that we've titled Making Plans for Happiness out of our 5-part series that we call Going on Vacation, Remember to Pack Your Therapist. Hey there, thank you so much for tuning into Wellspring on the Air. We hope that you got something valuable out of today's episode. One of our goals at Wellspring is to make mental health resources and content accessible to everyone. We bring mental health experts and voices from our own staff and community to share insights and experiences. We want to keep these conversations going and reach as many people as possible, whether they're into therapy or not, and we cannot do it alone. If you believe in what we're doing and want to see more content like this, please consider supporting us. A donation to our education fund helps us create more episodes, more content, more resources to reach more people. Thank you for your support. Check out the link in our description box to donate, and remember to subscribe to our channel.